Wiki Abuja, you're tuned to Eagles 2.3. And yes, this Eagles is your number one champion as the city rises, and of course the hustle begins. Good morning of the morning to you. My name is Cassandra Unimbe, and today is the 4th of June 2025. Good morning, Nigeria. Thank you very much for joining us this morning on this episode of the Eagles Morning Rise. Well, I would just say a carol to our Yoruba family, Ututoma, to our Igbo brothers and sisters, in Nakwana, to our Hausa listeners, and of course, Nindeva, to those people from the Tiv-speaking parts of Nigeria. It is a pleasure to be here this morning, and of course we are going to be doing this where we spotlight some of the papers and bring the headlines that matter to you the most, the stories making the waves, and all the information you need to stay ahead and stay sharp. So whatever it is you're doing at this moment, please ensure you leave this down right here on Eagles 102.3 FM Abuja, because this is Eagles Morning Rise, where we rise together. And now, talking about rising together, without further ado, let's just go right into the summary of what seems to be happening, or just an update of some of the top stories that you should know this morning. Now, digging into the top 10 stories this morning, the presidency has responded to the Pan-Yoruba Social Political Organization, Afenifere, which claimed that President Bola Tinubu's renewed hope has turned into a nightmare for Nigerians, describing the faction statement as deceitful and jaundiced. Special advisor to the president on media and public communication, Dari, in a comprehensive rebuttal to the recent statement, argued that the group's criticisms reflect a deliberate attempt to trade in falsehoods rather than acknowledge the significant progress under the president's renewed hope agenda. Now, moving away from that report, the Judiciary Staff Union of Nigeria, JUSN, has called off its indefinite strike, which began on Monday, June 1st. The decision to call which began on June 1st, rather. The decision to call off the strike was contained in a communique issued by JUSN after a series of meetings and agreements with the representatives of the Chief Justice of Nigeria, Honorable Justice Kudirat Kekere Ekun, and relevant stakeholders on June 3rd, 2025. And I'll still update you about what's going on in Nigeria and beyond. The former Chief of Army Staff, retired Lieutenant General Tuku Buratai, has expressed optimism that the security situation in the country would improve in the next 2 years of President Bola Tinubu. Buratai stated this in an interview with newsmen at the sidelines of the 2025 VON Forum on Tuesday in Abuja. What's going on now? Well, away from that, the fourth news piece would be President Bola Tinubu on Tuesday conferred the national honor of the Commander of the Order of the Federal Republic CFR on Microsoft co-founder and philanthropist Bill Gates. The exercise took place in Lagos as part of Gates' ongoing area to support key health and development initiatives. Now, moving away from the award of Bill Gates, let's talk about the fact that a former presidential candidate of the African Action ACC, Omoyele Sowore, says current coalition plans will boost President Bola Tinubu's bid for re-election rather than challenge it. Sowore gave the warning on Tuesday when he was hosted on Channels Television's Politics Today, adding that the efforts lack vision and ideology. All right, Sowore is coming up there saying that all of the talks about coalition will probably not work. It will rather boost the president's bid for re-election. How true is that? Now, the Lagos State Police Command has confirmed the arrest of 23 suspected teenage miscreants in connection with recent incidents of assault, harassment, and theft in the Mushin area. This was disclosed in a statement on Tuesday by the command spokesperson, CSP Benjamin Hundein, who said the arrests were made following public outcry over a wave of street-level crimes committed in broad daylight. Well, good to know that the Lagos State Police Command is working tirelessly to nip crime in the bud. Now, moving away from Lagos, let's talk about the fact that the National Emergency Management Agency, NEMA, says it has deployed its officials in 15 high-risk states to further enlighten residents on the impending floods and the need to relocate from flood-prone areas. Victims of tragedy in Mokwa, Niger State, lived in gully areas and were caught unawares by the recent flooding disaster in the state, despite official warnings. Head of the press unit at NEMA, Manzo Ezekiel, said the states include Kogi, Imo, Enugu, Adamawa, Taraba, Borno, Zamfara, Katsina, and of course the Federal Capital Territory. Now, when we talk about flood in Nigeria, it's really a lot. I mean, we need to move beyond just warning people. Of course, there is nothing wrong in giving the warning ahead of time, but some of these people do not move, not because they don't know that they have to move, but because they do not have where to move to. So as much as we are also trying to enlighten residents on what to do or how to do it, or what to do, it's also important that we provide that enabling and safe environment for them. If they have to be moved or relocated to where it's better, the highlands, then why not provide that for them? Well, I'm hoping that somehow the National Emergency Management Agency, in conjunction with these governments of the various states and of course the Minister of the FCT, will work together to see that this is put in place before the floods would come. And once again, we send our sympathies to the people of Mokwa in Niger State. We just hope that somehow they find a way around this, because it is really not nice that you just wake up one day and what you've always called home is no longer home. Well, moving away from that report, let's talk about the fact that of the fans, Muhammad Badaru has warned that the resurgence of Boko Haram terrorists in the northeast, especially in Borno State, is stabilized Sahel region, Nigeria, Mali, Burkina Faso, and Niger Republic. Badaru issued the warning during a 2-day working visit to military institutions, including the Nigerian Defense Academy and the Air Force Institute of Technology in Kaduna State. All right, I think this is basically just saying water is white or white is red is red. Ayomi Akinrutan has resigned his position, citing the need to align with the arrangement. The nation who is son of the Olugbo of Oba Frederick Akinrutan was read at by the clerk Benjamin Jayola, was replaced. Of course, we are moving away from this point now to Niger State. The Niger State government recovery of 7 additional bodies from the recent Mokwa, bringing the number of casualties to 160. I must say. Now, this is contained in a statement on Tuesday by the secretary to the state government, Abubakar. Where do we go from here? A lot of questions are being asked. How answers are quite limited.
For so long, you've been silenced. We have just found your voice. Take it.
You assess Nigerians before we become politicians, or before the kind things that happen in Nigeria. It's so major. God looks for heaven. You realize that we for our sins.
Speak your truth and be heard on the Eagles Morning Rise, 6 a.m. to 10 a.m. Eagles 102.3 FM, your radio experience you can count on.
All right, thank you very much for making us a part of your morning today, the 4th of June, 2025. We appreciate you. My name is Cassandra Yunimbe, and I'm right here holding the stern as we continue to update you about what's happening around you and, of course, beyond Nigeria. Now, let's take a look at some of the papers making the rounds this morning. The top headlines from some of is the Punch newspaper. Now, the biggest story seems to be this about flood. Of course, flood alert. NEMA deploys teams in 15 high-risk states. Now deploy teams in 15 high-risk states. That can be found on page 2. And the writer to that story says, as agency warns of fresh heavy flooding, FG insists on evacuation. Niger recovers more corpses. All of that can be found on page 2 of the Punch newspaper. Of course, it's good to know that federal government is insisting on the evacuation of these residents, because at the end of the day, moving away from the warnings and all of that, what happens when this happened? I mean, when this happens, it's not as if some of them do not want to move, but where can they go to? Well, now moving away from Niger State or even the warning from NEMA, let's talk about the fact that there is a headline on page 20 where this person says Tinubu and Matawale should be commended for reinvigorating the Navy. Deyemi Saka says new platforms will curb piracy or boost economic activities. Well, if you want to know what that is about, go check the Punch newspaper, page 20, to have an idea of what Deyemi Saka is saying this morning. Well, now moving away from the Punch newspaper, we just have to take a breather, and when we come back, we'll continue updating about what's going on with some of the national dailies that we have here this morning. Keep listening to Eagles FM Abuja.
We play those songs.
The good tunes just don't stop.
The good tunes just don't stop. Eagles 102.3 FM Abuja.
For advert placement and program sponsorship on Eagles 102.3 FM, please call 080-5919-8658. That is 080-5919-8658 or 081-5791-7278. Again, 081-5791-7278.
Eagles 102.3 Abuja.
Thank you for always staying committed to this radio station. Now, moving away from that break and, of course, the Punch newspaper, let's talk about the Nation newspaper. Now, just atop of the Nation newspaper banner, we have the story saying that bring up alternative policies. Presidency tells critics. Bring up alternative policies. Presidency tells critics. And now the writer to that story is federal government cautious on state police takeoff. Now the federal government is just trying to trade with care as regards the deployment of state police in Nigeria. All of that can be found on page 4 of the Nation newspaper. Now, love means some very open government, right? The Nigerian government is coming out to say that if you know it, why not bring the alternative policies, bring these policies to us, and we'll definitely take on that. Well, that can be found on page 4. Now, moving away from page 4 on page 2, coming back to page 2 of the Nation newspaper, supporters hopeful as Fubara meets Tinubu. Supporters hopeful as Fubara meets Tinubu. That can be found on page 2 of the Nation newspaper. Now, it seems like the suspended governor of Rivers State is not the only person meeting the president at this point, as the president also hosted the governor of Osun State, Ademola Adeleke, his brother, Dr. Nigerian Afrobeat superstar Davido. All of that can be found on page 2. It seems like a lot of people are visiting Mr. President at this point. What could be going on? Probably could reach your turn somehow. Well, moving away from that and now to the Nigerian Tribune newspaper, let's talk about the bigger story from Nigerian Tribune. It says Benue killings. Army chief moves in, deploys more troops. Logistics. Benue killings. Army chief moves in, deploys more troops. Logistics on page 5. Now, riders, so much riders to that story. It says police relocate area commander tactical teams to troubled local government areas of the state. Gunmen kill 16, burn several houses in Plateau communities. And now moving away from Plateau, terrorists kill 3 villagers in Kwara. more of the security situation happening in the central part of Nigeria at the moment. Well, for Benue State, the army chief has decided to go there personally to say, hey, it's time for me to move in and do something about this. Now, more troops have been deployed, and of course, logistics. Is this going to suffice? Only time would tell. And also, unfortunately, in Plateau communities, about 16 have been killed, with several houses being burnt down. And also talking about the fact that in Kwara State, there seems to be a state of mourning as terrorists have gone down 3 villagers in that state. Oh, this does not look good. It's like it's from one bad story to another sad story. Now, this one on page 4 says, man falls from cocoa house topmost floor. Very sad. Well, if you want to find out if he survived it or not, go check page 4 of the Nigerian Tribune newspaper. Very sad, I must say. I hope that he's getting the right treatment. Now, the USSD banking charges to be deducted from airtime. NCC is making new revelations to Nigerians this morning that the USSD banking charges would be deducted from your airtime. So anytime you make a transaction and there has to be a feedback as regards USSD code, so long as you're not using the app, if you have money in your SIM card, they're definitely going to deduct from that. So nothing is free anymore, not even in Freetown. Well, moving away from page 7, or still on page 7 rather, it says Nigeria's $1 trillion ambition at risk without policy stability. Nigeria's $1 trillion ambition at risk without policy stability. That is the NGX chairman speaking this morning. He's saying that for us to achieve that $1 trillion economy, then we must have policy stability. To find more on that, go to page 7. Now, moving away from page 7, let's talk about page 3, where we are still looking at Niger State. Mokwa flood. FG blames climate change on regulated buildings. Okay? Blames climate change on regulated buildings. Rather to that story, damage devastating. The Niger State government is admitting that the damage going on right now due to the flood in Mokwa of Niger State is quite devastating. Even as the federal government is saying that, hey, climate change should be blamed for this, and of course, on regulated buildings. So who is in charge of regulating this building? If you ask me, now who I go ask? All right, now moving away from that statement from the federal government, let's talk about page 2. Economic reforms, painful but necessary. Presidency is speaking this morning, saying that Nigerians, you have to bear with us as we want to reform the economy, because change is necessary but definitely painful. It doesn't come on a platter. How true. Now, riders to that story, challenges opposition to offer viable alternatives. Of course, remember earlier we talked about the fact that the federal government is saying, all of you critics, if you have solutions, bring them forward, bring them on the table, and we'll gladly take it. If you know it all, come, let's work together. Well, now the presidency is also affirming under Tinubu the cup is half full. Okay, affirms under Tinubu the cup is half full. So if the cup is half full, that means some progress have been made or has been made. How true is this? Page 2 of our Nigerian Tribune would give you that story. Now, moving away from page 2 and now to page 15, passengers lament trek distances as gridlock on Ibadan-Lagos highway persists for hours. Passengers lament trek long distances as gridlock on Ibadan-Lagos highway persists for hours. I do not know, but somehow we're hoping that that issue would be rectified. All right, now moving away from that newspaper and now taking another national daily to update you this morning is the Daily Trust newspaper. And just below the Daily Trust banner, I see some stories here. That's more of security report, or should I say welfare report of Nigerians. Now, still from the Mokwa flooding, bodies of 7 children recovered as search continues. Oh my heart. Oh, that can be found on page 10. That's quite heart-wrenching, I must say. Now on page 6 of the Daily Trust newspaper, Army Chief relocates to Benue as 270 killed in 2 months. Army Chief relocates to Benue as 270 get killed in 2 months. That can be found on page 6 of the Daily Trust newspaper. The Army Chief has moved to Benue to see things for himself and, of course, be able to tackle the insecurity going on in that part of the country. Now, Rivers, Fubara visits Tinubu in Lagos. Page 5 of the Daily Trust newspaper reporting. Now the APC is coming out to say that, see, no automatic tickets for National Assembly members. It is debunking clearly the rumors that they are going to grant automatic tickets to National Assembly members of the APC. While the APC is saying that that is not happening. That can be found on pages 3 and 4 of the Daily Trust newspaper. All right, now moving away from that report from the APC, Arafat, Saudi warns pilgrims of heat wave. Page 32 has that report. Saudi warns pilgrims of heat wave. Now, remember the last time there was a heat wave in this regard, it was not funny. What can be done about this? Well, good to know that there are warnings ahead of time, but what is the solution going forward? You can find that story on page 32 in case you have someone who is right there in Saudi Arabia. You can call them and talk to them on how to go about the process. Now, parents seek alternatives over prolonged FCT teachers strike. Page 20 has that story as parents seek alternatives over prolonged FCT teachers strike. Now, Sad hip collapses, kills 11 Al-Majri in Kaduna. Very sad story. Page 8 of Daily Trust newspaper reporting this morning. All right, now this seems more like a featured story. Tinubu Matawale should be commended for reinvigorated Navy. Well, that's more like a sponsored post. You can go check out our Daily Trust update. And I think finally on reviewing the papers this morning, we have with us the Guardian newspaper. It says just below the Guardian banner, it says telcos kick and banks plan USSD fee deduction from end users. That can be found on the business page of 15 of the Guardian newspaper. Yes, what is happening is that the banks are deciding to deduct every transaction you made using the code on your phone. It's going to be charged from your airtime, just like you send an SMS. So how the times you use your USSD code will determine how much is going to be deducted from your airtime. But telcos are kicking. Well, let's see why they are kicking. That can be found on business page of the on the Guardian newspaper, page 15. Now, Mokwa flood seems to be dominating the headlines this morning as FG blames a blocked tributary. FG blames a blocked tributary and climate change. All right, someone to blame or something to blame at this point. That can be found on news page 30 of the Guardian newspaper. Now, moving away from page 30, let's talk about page 6. Crisis looms in APC as party rejects automatic ticket bid for aspirant. Crisis looms in APC as party rejects automatic ticket bid for aspirants. And now on page 3 of the Guardian newspaper, it says new terror group Mahmuda 3 in Kwara. New terror group Mahmuda kills 3 in Kwara. And now the biggest story from the Guardian newspaper says poll rates Tinubu government high as opposition critics disagree. Poll rates Tinubu's government high as opposition critics disagree. That can be found on page 6. If you want to know details of that poll, go check the Guardian newspaper, page 6, to have an idea of what it is talking about this morning. Well, it is your turn now to react to some of these headlines. Let's know what's on your mind as regards the stories. Which of it tickles your fancy? Call us on 090-73 0044 to be a part of the Eagles Morning Rise this morning. Hello, good morning. What happened now? 09073530044 is the number to connect with us. Hello, good morning.
So good morning, my sister.
Yes,
God bless you for a good work you are doing.
Thank you
My
very much.
name is Apostle Osolai from Apple.
All right.
Yes, all these people causing problem in Benue. What is the crime that Benue people have committed? That they don't want to have a change of mind. It's very unfair. Anything we do in this life, whether we are alive or we have go, we must pay for it. Another thing I want to say is this: that all this jumping from one party to the other, it is so that we have a law, but we are not keeping the law. How can you carry a mandate of another party? You jump to another party. Well, it's unfair. We have to, the 10th Assembly have to do a law that even if you want to do jumpology, you leave their position. Like if you are a governor going to another party, you leave that position for that party people. Okay. Because the parties are fair. That's my take. And the government in the seat, they did not give us a result that our people are endorsing them to continue. See killing everywhere. Things are very hard in the country. And now they are endorsing them for second tenure. They are not helping the matter. They are not patriotic. Thank you and God bless you.
All
My
right.
name remains Apostle Osolai, a.k.a. Wokenewe. God bless you.
Good to hear from you, Apostle. We appreciate you for calling. 09073530044 is the number. Hello, good morning.
Hello.
Yes, good morning.
Hello.
Good morning. Can you hear us?
Hello.
Yes, good morning. Oh my goodness. You have to call us back. 090735300. Let's do this. Hello.
Yeah, good morning.
Yes, good morning. What's your name and where are you calling from?
Mr. Judy Anacho. I'm speaking from Federal Estate.
All right. Good morning, Mr. Henacho. Go ahead.
Thank you. The army chief that relocated to Benue, I think is a good one, knowing fully well that Benue is one of the states now that this killing have been getting too much within these few weeks that we are in now.
Okay.
So I think they should try as much as possible to know how they can rescue the people of Benue State from all this killing. It is not really a good news for them. The governor should also wake up and do his own best. It's not all about coming to Abuja all the time, but when this kind of a thing comes, you should also try your best. As the number one chief security officer of the state, the governor should try very well. And the army chief is not all about locating, but going there to give results. Let it not be a matter of going there to sit in one hotel and we all will be believing that you have relocated there and we are expecting to get a good result. At the end of the day, the killing will just continue. I just pray that we will get a very good result at the end of the day. Then for Fubara, I think Fubara should realize his mistake. If you can't beat them, you join them. They know what the politics of Nigeria is all about. If you really want to continue, I think it is better. You have tried to beat them, but you could not. The next thing is for you to join them and continue with your governance. Thank you so much.
All right, thank you. We appreciate you for calling us this morning. 09073530044 is the number to connect with us this morning. Remember, you can also send us your voice note on 0909705 4450. Hello, good morning.
Hello, good morning.
Yes, what's your name and where are you calling us from?
My name is Dr. Prince Ike on the line.
All right, Dr. Prince Ike, go ahead, please.
Okay, please. What I'm just trying to say is this: it's good for the chief of army staff to convey and navigate his movement down to, Benue State, because this instant killing is not a welcome development. It's very, very, barbaric. It's very, very primitive. It's act of, human, peaceful, peaceful arrangement, also organization, because any man or any life being lost can never come back again. Where is that excess of patriotism, excess of what we call tranquility and also peacefulness, peaceful and coexistence? That I don't know the type of crime, the heinous crime that people of Benue State have committed that made them to be killing in this some attitude. Enough to this menace, to this tragedy, because Nigeria is slated as the most popular black nation in the world. But the way we are doing things in this country, it doesn't help us in any way, in any form at all. Please, enough is enough. Let us bring peace. Let us remember, patriotism is the key. The love of one nation, love of one another is the key. Because anything that we have done, maybe today or tomorrow, we are going to see posterity. God bless this radio station and God bless you people. Thank you and have a pleasant day.
All right, thank you very much for the best wishes and God bless you too. 09073530044 is the number to connect with us. Hello, good morning.
Yeah, good morning, Cassandra.
Yes, good morning. What's your name and
good
where are you
morning to
calling?
all our highly esteemed callers and listeners. Felix from Lambert.
All right, good to hear from you, Felix. Go ahead.
Yes, Cassandra. The government said we should try alternative solutions to their policies. Well, if they will listen, first and foremost, we want them to tackle issues of corruption frontally. Corruption is eating away the fabrics of the economy of this nation. Second, they should cut down on the cost of governance. The cost of governance in civilian government is too high. The display and the flagrant flaunting of affluence all over, while the people are asked to be patient, to cut down on their costs when government officials are not cutting down on their costs. Cut down on the cost of governance. That will also help. Again, all these politicians who are displaying affluence of ill-gotten wealth should be arrested and prosecuted. Their source of income shouldn't be only politics. If you don't have a stable source of income and they are flagrant flaunting affluence, they should be arrested and punished. And not only politicians, even others in society who are displaying such character. That will help. And then all the anti-people policies, they should review them and bring succor to the pains of Nigerians. Okay. Thank you and God bless you.
All right, thank you very much. We appreciate your reaction this morning. 09073530044. Well, in case just tuning in, this is the Papers on the Eagles Morning Rise Show. Let's hear you. Hello, good morning.
Cassandra, good morning, princess.
Yeah. All right, good morning, Mr. Obasanjo. How are you doing today?
Nigerians are not fine. So we are only talking that the finance of Nigerians, we are not fine. Mr. President, we are not fine. You say we should bring suggest for the development of the bill. Mr. President, listen to us. The poor ones are calling. This morning, Italuta Senator Obasanjo reverse the oil subsidy. Reverse the oil subsidy. Then the chief of army staff. It's not everywhere that the chief of army staff will be there. Employment of security personnel, let it take it from today. We are short of manpower in the country. Like you say, it's princess this morning. In Niger, death. Kwara, death. Benue, dead. Zamfara, dead. Meduguri, which one? Jos, dead. Which one are we going to take? Mr. President, please. The manpower, Nigerians are shortage of manpower. Then the second one, the first one is the reverse of the oil subsidy. It's killing Nigerians. We are in pain. We are not in the city like you people. We are in the community. We know what we are facing in the community. The communities of Nigeria, all from Meduguri down to Lagos, every community are facing a lot of problems. Reverse the oil subsidy.
Okay.
Reverse the oil subsidy. 2027. Don't. You are following governor. They are not the ones who will give you vote. Although they will come and buy us. Anybody, see yourself. You can see yourself today. You can see yourself today. The killings, they are not killing the big men. They are killing the poor people. So because you collected spaghetti. Thank you.
All right, thank you very much. We appreciate you. 090-7353-0044 is the number for you to call us. Wow, he says that the fuel subsidy removal should be reversed. Will this help? Only time will tell. Hello, good morning.
Good morning. How are you?
Very well, thank you. How are you doing today?
I'm Chimeze calling from Asokoro. I'm fine, thank you.
All right, go ahead, please.
Yeah, when we talk about government telling people to bring in suggestions, the ones people brought, what did they do with it? They bring people like Onanoga and Omokri to come and disagree on a very annoying side. You see, the truth remains that as a leader, even the Bible says you don't listen to everything unless you hear your servants curse you. But in the country today, we have chosen things that are contrary to general or public development. Talk of insecurity. Now, there's a trending video of an army lance corporal that exposed a general, a GOC. This thing has been trending because it garnered a public interest now. The army has come out to tell us he is a deserter. I don't understand this country. Why not investigate that man first? You know, it's a thinly veiled deceit, medicine after death. We know that there are betrayers or traitors amongst the security agencies. You didn't need that soldier to say it. Everything in Nigeria is almost gone. A government that lives on deceit. Deceit and deceit and deceit. Nothing more. It's very unfortunate that Tinubu surrounded himself with people that are all betrayers. All of them, none. Of the federal ministers, you can only count of 2 that are really working. And I will count out the Minister of Aviation and the Interior, Ojo and Keyamo. No matter that Keyamo had his fault then, it's a very bad situation in the country. Thank you very much.
All right, thank you very much. We appreciate your take this morning. 090-7353-0044 is the number to call us. Let's pick this call and then we take some of your messages. Hello, good morning.
Yes, good morning, ma. I'm Akombo Samson calling from Life Camp.
All right, go ahead, please.
Yes, ma. The problem of insecurity in Benue State, are you hearing me?
I'm listening to you. Go ahead.
Yes, the problem of insecurity in Benue State is getting out of hand. The chief of army staff going there, it's not for him to go there and sit and watch us go dead till the end. As him going there, what is expected of him is to deploy his soldiers, not to go and find a hotel and relax there. So they should have out, or else the Benue people are getting out. They are killing us. Please.
All right. Thank you very much, Mr. Akombo. Well, a distress call there from you this morning. Well, let's pick some of your comments here on Facebook. Now, looking at the comments here on our Facebook page, well, please go check us out on Facebook to see what's going on in the studio at the moment. Well, this message or comment is from Also, Francis Namani, he says, watching live from Amagunze in Enugu State. Good morning, my analyst in the studio. Good morning to you, and keep up the good work. Thank you very much. Our political leaders should focus on how to address the rising insecurity, hunger, high cost of living, among other challenges facing the country, rather than shifting attention to 2027 general election. Which way, Nigeria? May God help us. Amen. Now, Suleiman Jabil says, good morning, Cassandra. Good morning to you, Suleiman. Please, I want to use this opportunity to appeal to our leaders, more especially our politicians. They should try to do the needful, because Nigerians, we are facing different challenges in this country, from Suleiman Damfulani National Assembly quarters, but right now in Jos, on my way to Bauchi State. Well, safe journey to you, Suleiman Jabril. It's good to know that even on the go, you're still listening and watching us live from our Facebook page. Now, let's pick some of the messages here on WhatsApp. Now, this one says, Samuel from Kuje. Good morning to you, my sister Cassandra. Congratulations and welcome to another new day. We should the same. When will our leaders and the led wake up and do the needful? We only start talking about solutions when the havoc is already done. If the people in authority will be sincere with all the money they are borrowing, some of the disasters we are witnessing now are such as flood and insecurity would have been controlled to the barest minimum. But no, they will not. But instead, they are busy fighting for 2027. What a wonderful country. Have a great and safe day, Kathy. I wish you the same. Now, this message says the poll can rate Tinubu's administration high, but it is not reflecting the lives of the masses. The money circulating in his administration is in the hands of the microscopic few. The cost of living is unbearable to majority of the populace. The poll can rate him high only in theory, not practical. This message is from Ogene Manu Austin Angwa Adamu, Nasarawa State. We appreciate you very much, Mr. Ogene Manu. Now, this one says, good morning, my beautiful sister Kasi. I'm listening from Nasarawa. Good morning to you, Tekibi Hundu. My humble condolences to those who died during the flood in Niger State. However, the questions begging for answers are that our governors collecting ecological funds, what are they doing with the funds? Some governors allegedly use ecology funds for campaign. Secondary, why do people like building on floodplains? Who are the government officials giving approval for people to build houses in flood-prone areas? Chief of Army Staff in Benue is good, but we want results. We want justice for our people. We want to see the faces of the criminals. Those criminals have sponsors. We want the sponsors arrested too. Tekimbi Hundu. Well, thank you very much. Now, this message says, good morning, ma. Let me suggest for our government, let them stop insecurity. Let them reduce their cost of governance. Let them reduce the salaries of the legislators. Let our president stop appointing INEC chairman. Let all our leaders convert their cars and official cars to CNG before my mother will convert hers. Lion Boy from First Generation Estate, Lokogoma. Thank you very much. We appreciate you. Now, still picking some of the messages we have from you. This one says, good morning, Cassie. Trust you had a wonderful night rest. Thank you very much. I did. Hope you did as well. My name is Eric from Wuse 2. Firstly, I must commend you for good time management. Please keep it up. Thank you very much. The spate of increased killings and destruction of properties in the last 2 months is so worrisome and disturbing. We obviously can't continue like this. No matter what level of infrastructural development we are trying to achieve, we need humans alive to use these infrastructure. I pray the souls of those who lost their lives to the Mokwa flood find eternal rest, and may God comfort their loved ones. People must also start building on waterways. Thanks and have a beautiful day. Absolutely. Thank you. We appreciate you. Now, this one says, good morning, Eagles FM. Kasi, as far as there is pollination in plant, nobody can stop defection in politics. Joseph from Jahi. Well, Joseph, you always have a way with words. Thank you. We appreciate you for joining us this morning. Now let's go see what some of you have got to say via the voice of notes this morning. But while we go for the voice note, let's pick this one. Hello, good morning.
A very good morning to you, Cassandra. Happy Wednesday to you.
Thank you. I wish you the same. Thank you. Go ahead, please. What's your name?
My name is Saminu. I'm calling you from Life Camp here in Abuja.
All right. Go ahead, sir.
Yeah, so sad story about the flood in the Mokwa area of Niger State. I want to say that those that died, may their souls rest in peace. And
Amen.
those that are in the hospital, I wish them quick recovery. And those that have been lost, I hope we find a way of covering them. And then I want to ask the government,
Okay.
we have the resources, we have the manpower to make a permanent solution on this, not only in Mokwa area, all over the country, by building concrete barriers and giving them a distance where they should stay. And the government has the money to relocate some of these people. Sometimes, as you said, they don't have where to go. So why don't we do a permanent, make a permanent solution to this issue? Just like what happened some years back in Obumpa in Ibadan. That thing has been solved right from Shagari region. Why can't you do the same thing? And then the issue of these people doing less good sentiment in all of the case, people are dying, people are suffering by another guy. I want to advise him to go and visit one of the villages in Abuja quietly to go and see how people are suffering. Those who are doing automatically is not the best. I want to call on all of us Nigerians. Let us come together and see what we can do. I heard somebody again saying something about fuel subsidy removal. Was it actually removed? What happened to the money we have been allocating to various places? For God's sake, they should have a fear of God to do the needful. So people are giving automatically they don't think for God's sake. Then they move around to see what is happening. People are dying and suffering. Imagine somebody, and I want to seize the opportunity. Maybe government should ban all these Okada riders traveling from here to Kano Zaria.
Okay.
Somebody was crushed to death. They should be disallowed for goodness sake. Why should they do that?
All right.
Please.
Okay.
And I want to call all Nigerians, please, drive and stay alive, drive and stay property.
Absolutely.
May God continue to bless to give us a good business in this country.
Amen.
Nigeria is the only country we have. It's too rich to be poor and too poor to be rich. I want to use this opportunity to all our Muslim brothers and sisters, happy Salah in advance, and all Nigerians, please be safety conscious. God bless you, my sister.
All right. God bless you. Absolutely. We appreciate you very much for reaching out this morning. And now let's pick some of the voice notes that we have here. Let's go listen to this one.
Good morning, my great sister. We thank God for the gift of life and for us all time. My name is Triple D from Waru. Mr. President said the critics should proffer solution. Will they truly listen to Nigerians? They know the truth. They know the truth. But when time reach, they will discover that they have not cheated Nigerians. They cheated themselves. Because one day, Nigeria will get it right. And there will be a time for accountability. Meanwhile, on the issue of killings in this country, let him sack all the service chief every after six months if he wants to listen to Nigerians. Sack them after six months, because nobody will tell us that these people killing us day and night. They don't know them. They know. They know. I said it very clear. They know. Listen to what Ojiuzo Kalu said. Kai, Nigeria will get it right. Oh, hey, I'm very happy. Salasi, I greet you. God bless Nigeria. Please protect us, Mr. President. Good morning, Eagles FM.
All right, good morning to you. That was really a dramatic way of putting out facts. Well, now let's hear this one.
Good morning, my sister. My name is Comrade Ulobasi. I just want to comment on this very fact that the chief of army staff has temporarily relocated to Benue State. Of course, we have seen that before. The former Inspector General of Police relocated to the same Benue State, or was asked to relocate to the same Benue State when there was attacked by this murderous Fulani herdsmen. And now we knew that that guy went there. He didn't sleep a night. He came back, and the program continued. And the same thing, that is what the chief of army staff is going to do. Is he going to leave them? That is just eye service. In the seconds or in the few hours, he will come back, and the killings will continue. there is more that meets the eye to this very situation in Benue State. May God help us. God bless you, my sister. Have a nice day.
Good morning, my sister Cassandra. My name is Salasi, sending this voice note from Garke right now. I want to talk about the insecurity in Benue. We need to understand that the chief of army staff have moved to Benue for the killings of about 100 and 270 people in no less than how many months. These are the life of people being wasted just like that. I remember, in fact, Benue, they have not been lucky. Sorry to say that they have not been lucky in getting governors. Look at Babagana Zulum. Even when they killed those armies in Marte, Professor Babagana Zulum had to be in Marte with the people of Marte for about 2 to 3 days. He was with them, and after then he moved to Abuja. He came to see the president. But this governor Alia, this Reverend Father will become governor. I don't really know. He is there busy in fighting his kinsmen in disagreement, instead of him to see how he will protect the life of his people. I don't really know. I don't really know what is wrong with the Benue State governors. I don't really know. I don't really know with the elders, and these people will be killing them just like that. I agree, Honorable Edward. Thank you so much.
Hello, good morning, my name is GB, calling from Central Area. I want to comment. Fubara visited the president. That's a good one. That's a good thing. It showed that Fubara realized that the president did him a favor by posting the state of emergency to save him. Had it been there had no state of emergency, whatever come it will have been history. He would have been called ex-governor by now. So those women who are protesting naked, those who are going around on social media and radio television, say the emergency rule is this and that, it should not have been done, believing the president, what would they be saying now? Last week, he was pressing to high heaven, that the president really helped him out, that if not for the president, Rivers State would have been in crisis. So he has now realized it, that the emergency was favor. Now, let's ask him, let's add the governor's forum, who have gone to court, and other have gone to challenge it. What would they be saying in court now? I think that case in court is dead. It's now academic, because the person concerned is the person that imposed the emergency rule, and even going to shake him and dine with him. It showed that case in court is null and void. Thank you.
All right, thank you to everyone sending your voice note. Let's pick this one. Oh, okay. What's going on now? You just deleted your voice note. Why did you do that? Well, you might want to send it back if there's time. We'll definitely pick it. Let's hear this one here.
Good morning, my sister, the radio presenter.
Good morning.
Well done, job. How was your night? I hope you slept well. You are doing a nice job. Keep it up.
Thank you.
Let me start by telling Mr. President that it is the masses and the ordinary Nigerians on the street and different communities in Nigeria that voted him into power, and will give him our votes for him to secure life and properties, for him to give us good governance, for him to protect the lives of average Nigerians. The common on the streets, the masses who cannot move around with different types of security and convoys full of police and soldiers. He should remember that he will still call for another of our voting. So I want to tell Mr. President that the service chiefs, they are giving them long time in office. If possible, let there be changing of the service chiefs every 1 year. By doing so, I bet you, Mr. President, you are going to see a very good development in terms of this insecurity ravaging the country. Thank you so much. God bless you. God bless Nigeria.
All right, thank you so much. We appreciate you, Mr. Jude Ifenacho from Lugbe, sending us that voice note this morning. Well, now back to some of the messages before we round it up. Removal of fuel subsidy. The last caller asked an important question. Was it actually removed? Chinonso from Suleja, very important question. Was it really removed? Only time will tell. Now, good morning. Fubara is a complete hypocrite, and whatever he's looking for from the president, he won't get it come 2027. Joseph Jojo from Piakasa. All right, okay. Let's see some of the comments here on our Facebook page. All right, now we have a new comment. It says, watching live from Katsinala Town, Benue State. Keep it up, my dearest daughter. Proud of you. Well, that's for my dad, actually. Shout out to you, Daddy. Thank you very much. We appreciate you for always listening to Eagles FM Abuja. Well, let's pick this message, and then we go. Now, this one says, I am Sparrow from Life Camp. I am not voting again until Benue killings are over. Let the government wake up. well will solve the situation. I wonder. Now, this one is Sima, future president from Dute. He says removal of fuel subsidy is a scam. That's quite a bold claim, I must say. Well, I really wish we could go on and on, but thank you very much. I'm hoping that we reconnect with you in the second hour, talking about the 9 o'clock hour, where we get to have conversations around 2027. Of course, if it is really important for us to talk about these things now, especially with some of the issues confronting Nigeria at the moment. Please recharge and charge your phones for that time, talking about 9 o'clock as we continue the political discourse here on Eagles FM Abuja. My name is Cassandra Yunumbe. Keep listening to Eagles FM Abuja, your radio experience you can always count on. Please remember that